Well, welcome back to the allotment and the channel, where I've picked my 3 jobs and I'm going to execute them before I finish today. I've just finished work and I'm just taking a drive round to the manure. I've got a few bags on the back, so I'm going to fill those up and I'm going to use them for topping up the raised beds where the beetroot were and where the basil were, and then I've got another couple of raised beds that I want to clear. So I'll see you when we get down there. Right, so I'm back again. Shoveling shit. The manure pile is right on the side of the road, so you can hear it's literally 10 metres to your side there. So there's buses and all sorts whizzing past. Yeah, I've had comments from people saying how lucky we are for being able to access manure like this, and we certainly are, and we do appreciate it. But we're also doing the equestrian centre a favour, because they've got to get rid of it somewhere. So is that partnership working? Putting it on the beds at this time of year means it's got plenty of time to rot down. There's still quite a smell to this, so it's not something that you would dig into your beds and use straight away. I'm gonna get myself 6 bags or so and then get back to the plot. I've got myself a fire going because I've still some rubbish to burn, some weeds and things to burn, so that should be well and truly on its way by the time I get back. One more for that one. There we go. That's number 2. There we go, that's 6 bags packed in there, and now just a steady drive back round to the plot. Makes it so much easier than pushing that barrow. Having said that, I do need to get my steps in. Well, I managed to get all those back without spilling any in the back, so that's a good thing. One bag per raised bed should be fine. Maybe a tad over the top, but once I get it well dug in, next season should be okay. There we go, all nice and bedded down for the winter. Now I just need to nip around here over to this bed and give that a little tidy up. There's a pumpkin there, but I'm gonna see if I can tidy it up and maybe leave that pumpkin connected until I want to harvest it. Let's go take a look. So here's the bed in question. Ow! Oh, they're prickly, aren't they? Oh, dear me. This is a crook neck, and as you can see, there's a few squash on here. Now Liz, who is one of my regular subscribers, mentioned to me the other day when I was harvesting the butternut squash about leaving that tea on the top, just so that if there's any dieback, it doesn't go straight to the pumpkin. So leave it as long as you can. I believe it was like a T sort of shape, but it is very important. But obviously with these crook neck, I can't do that. So what I want to try and decide for here is, this is obviously the crook neck here, so that can pull out the magnolias that were in there. Magnolias, have you heard me? I've had a brain fart again. What are these called? Come on, man. I don't particularly like them either, to be fair. A bit too garish for me. But you know what? I still can't remember. It might take me a while. Right, I'll clear this. Now I think, ow, God, they're so prickly. Oh, let's have a look at this here. Now that is still connected. And I don't really want to harvest that just yet. Marigolds. There you go. I knew it'd come to me. I'll be absolutely rubbish, guys, as a quiz partner. Oh, that has dislodged itself. So, that was telling me, Mal, I've had enough. So, it's gone. I can take that and harvest that. Leave it in the shed for a while. So it means I can clear this bed totally. Grab that root. And out it comes. Oh dear, I think I've made a mistake again here, because this is connected to that. Let's have a look. Let's turn you around, and over there is another pumpkin. Well, to be totally honest with you, I think these need harvesting anyway. So I'm making the right toes of this. That can all go there. That does belong to it. This, yeah, I'm going to harvest this one as well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go there, and there. And I think that was Liz was talking about. So I'll stick that over there. Right. Yeah. The rest of this tidied up. These are going to go. I'll probably put these in the compost, because these will rot down quite quickly. Somebody asked me about not putting the sweet corn in. I need to turn my compost around as quick as I can. So, because I've only got 2 bays and I've got surplus to requirement of green waste, I can pick and choose. So that is what I've done. God, these are so prickly. Right, let me get that on the fire and we'll come back and sort this bed. Right, so I've managed to get that excess green waste over to the compost bin. And what I'm going to do now is just get the weeds out of this. This is going to be another bed that's... I'll move you over there, guys. Just another bed that I don't have to think about too much. Let's just get that out of the way. Hopefully Martyn's on, as I mentioned over the weekend. So we'll be nipping across and let's have a look at his leek. I was watching the video back the other day and I finished it when I was rambling. I finished it saying we're going to look at his parsnip reveal, which is so untrue. Right. And that is another job off the list. These paths get absolutely weed ridden. Now, we all have a path to look after. I believe it's your left hand side as you're looking from the plot, so that makes this one mine. But I also cut that one, and I cut that one down at bottom because otherwise I won't be able to get through. Nobody tends to it. So this winter, or before this winter, I'm going to have to deal with these weeds. And once everything's been harvested and everything's out of the way, it might be that I have to put a little bit of that organic weed killer. I think it's it's vinegar, salt and something else. I'll have to find out, because I think it was Martyn actually that gave me it. So I've got a tub of it up there. So over the winter, or before the winter sets in, and whilst these are still growing, I'm going to see if I can get rid of them. Right, I'm going to get these pumpkins around there and I'll meet you at the other side. It's all neat and tidy. Mummy pumpkin, daddy pumpkin and baby pumpkin. And a few crookneck. They do look lovely though, do those? So I'm going to put them in the shed and let them ripen up in there. What I think I'm going to do this weekend is I'm going to harvest these 2 rows of tomatoes, get everything out that I can. The wife's absolutely sick of me coming home with trays and trays of tomatoes, so I'm going to be giving these to the neighbours. The ones on the front row I'm going to keep going because they're the Roma, and there's still quite a few on there, but certainly these 2 rows are going to be gone. And this plastic lifted and the bed all sorted out. Another thing that I've got to do is I've got 2 rows of Desiree potatoes in here and I need to get those out. Don't mind leaving these in, but I've got to get these dug. So by the end of this week, I need those out and I need those in the shed drying. There's always something to do. I don't know if you can see there, but we have a few crookneck in here. So all these leaves are coming from that crookneck. I don't need any more crookneck, so I'm going to clear all these leaves here, and then I can at least get to this path. The only ones I really want to leave in now on this bed are the butternut squash. So I'm going to get all this trailing stuff out of the way. We're back here little bit of waste compost in the compost bay that's been put down. More green waste to go on. There we go. There we go. So this is all the cabbage stuff that I tend to dress it off down here, so the wife's got less to do at home. But it makes sense. No point trailing all your green waste up home just to bring it back down again. So I know you've seen this loads of times, but I'm just trying to give you a feel for the amount of times that you do have to do it at this time of the year. Yeah, so just to give you a realistic view, and I just try to chop it up best I can. Don't be getting too excited about this, Jenny, because I know you like it. You like chopping the green waste up. There we go. And then I've got to get all this lot on. And if you remember me telling you that eventually this lid will be stuck up in the air, I will be adding a few watering cans to this. One of the subscribers a couple of weeks back mentioned that your own urine is a good activator. Now, is that right? As if it is, I might make myself a little portaloo down here and save that. Yeah. There you go, you see. Now what I will do is I will leave that for a couple of days to just sit down a little bit, and then once it's done that, I'll bang a little bit of manure on and some waste compost or whatever I've got. But it's definitely worth doing. Right, I think it's nearly time to go see Martyn. The weight of that door should sit it down, and then, as I say, at some point in a couple of days I'll nip back over to the manure pile and get some manure on there. So 4 beds mulched, 1 bed cleared, path cleared, compost sorted, and pumpkins stored away in the shed to ripen. And I found myself another butternut. Right, I'm over at Martyn's allotment. Just before we go, as I mentioned, he's been growing the leeks with the tubes, and he bravely said that he was prepared to do a reveal. So we're going to do that now, so we can see whether his experiments worked or not.
Please crack us out first.
No, you're all right, mate. If you want to just crack on and do what you need to do.
Right, there's only 3, because that's a different variety.
Okay.
So these are the main 3.
Right. Okay. So let's.
So I lost 3. These are the main 3.
Right. Okay. So off you go then. Which one are you going to do first?
Front one.
Front one. Let's have a look. I've put a couple in because I saw Martyn had done this. So I thought to myself, I'm going to give it a go. And I've done it. And some of them look as though they've fared quite well. Do you want me to just... Yeah, you've got it there, Martyn. All right, okay. So I'm going to bring that out now. Gonna get his second one out. Leeks Pendle Exhibition. That looks a decent one, does that, Martyn? If this works, Martyn, I'm going to do it because I love Leeks. The wife loves Leeks. And if you can get them longer and get them chopped and stored, you're laughing. That looks... I'm going for... That's another one.
See what we've got.
Yep. So let's have a gander.
Anything?
So all you do... Well, this is it, Martyn. It's all trial and error, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Give it a knock. Loosen it all off. Then what do you do? Just untape it or...
They should just come out.
I wish I had a drum roll. Right, so you can just slide that. Oh, look at that, Martyn. Maybe try to take this top one off at this end. Yeah, slide that top one off, I think. You've certainly got plenty of leek. Plenty of white leek on that. Can you tickle roots at the bottom, Martyn? Push it and then pull it. There you go, mate. Martyn, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that. Look at that. Martyn, that has got to be... It's 18 inches, isn't it? 18 inches of lovely white. That's lovely. Absolutely brilliant. This is the second one. Hopefully you should be able to push that through. Very nice, Martyn. Very nice leek. One to go. And there's number 3. That's probably the shorter one of the 3, Martyn.
Yeah, but they are, yeah.
But that...
Pendle Exhibition.
And that is a great job, well done. Thank you for inviting us around, Martyn, and I will certainly be using those collars. Maybe I don't need them as long as this, but for sure, that would be good. You know, they're not too bad, are they? They're quite even in size. Yeah. So if you were to go to our allotment show, you'd be winning that.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Brilliant,
That's
Martyn.
I won Best of Show year before COVID.
All right, stop bragging then.
Yeah, it was just good.
Yeah.
Good fun to do it.
Great stuff. That's super, is that? Brilliant. Well, that were really kind of Martyn to invite us round to his reveal. And I think he's done really, really well with that. So I've done some in the tubes and the rest in the ground. So I'll be able to do a comparison. I mean, obviously, if you're entering a show, you could use those. But if I could just get a little bit of extra white, then I'll be happy. Anyway, firstly, I'd like to apologise for the length of the video. It's just gone on and on and on. So I'll stop rambling and just thank everybody for, if you've stayed till the end, thank you very much for your endurance. I would like to just thank everybody for watching, liking, subscribing, all the usual bump. at the weekend, hopefully we'll be back and may be able to reveal or make a little bit of an announcement. So until next week, everybody take care, have a great week, and happy growing. He's kindly given me these to take home.